balancing our nature.
I did not know the exact placement. 6'4" on the crank sensor. Push pin goes in that hole right there. This goes down, curves around, hits the push pin, and then goes in and plugs in. Right here is when I can actually tape it right where, at the right spot. If I don't try to tape them all the connections, you know, all these push pins and stuff, if I don't tape these all on in the right spot, then it's just a headache. So now I gotta go find a push pin. Julie has amassed a little bit of stuff like that we harvest. Let's see if we can use those. The one that goes on the 6'4" is actually round, it's black. And it's got a button on the bottom of it that you push down so you can pry in between. Well, I'm still looking around, digging through here. I might go back in the back and look for the harnesses. What would you rather do? Pull the pins out, eliminate it, peel the tape back off that I put on it. I'm just sitting here, I want it to look good, and I hate 6'4" on the top, how they always have these plugs that just stick out everywhere. I got this plug right here that I just put one piece of tape on. I just have it so that it's down out of the way. It'll be underneath everything. It won't be gone. Normally that one gets tucked right here, and these two just hang out. So I was considering, you know, I could seal them all up individually, pull the connectors out, leave the pins attached, and tape the pins up inside of the harness here so that you don't look at those. So I thought. All right, so we've kicked this can down the road pretty far. This lower line is gonna be a problem. I just don't know that we have enough clearance to physically bring the transmission line under the oil pan right here. The line needs to be up here. I might have to bend this one and come up higher, and then take this one and keep it above this corner of the oil pan, because I don't know that this is doable. I don't know that it's usable. This is a big deal right now. This is a deal breaker. This is a big damn crap. So I'm gonna sit here and look at it for a minute and pout for a little bit and see if I come up with a better idea of something to do. And all right, well, let's take a look. I bent it. I went ahead and got the old lines back out. This is why we replaced them. It's because of stuff like that. But I got the old lines out to kind of give me an idea, because once I bent these right here, see how nice clean cut that is? Yeah, we don't have that no more. But it's clear. It's away from the oil pan and it's away here. Thing is, we've got to put the compressor on, and then I'll figure out how these lines go to actually connect down here, because I changed the heck out of all of it. We got a little bit of bend there. I think I'm gonna tweak this one more time, try to get that bend out. Just like that. That doesn't look too bad. A little bit of tweak there, but it's a flexible line. Now, get the compressor on. So the plan right now is to change this power steering line too. We cannot get a Ford one. We've been waiting forever for a Ford one, so we finally opted to go ahead and get the house brand one. It's honestly the only one we can get, right? It looks better. I mean, it's close, but we're gonna have to bend this tab off and put it on the new one. We're gonna have to loosen that up, break that loose. A little bit of beating, a little bit of banging around, and it went on there. Watch me put it on backwards. That'd be a drag. Hopefully it didn't. These are our up pipes. These are actually James's. We had them done. And they line up, they fit good. Missed the heat shield. Yep, look at that, missed the heat shield, that's awesome. Whoa, look at you. Ready? I won't flip.
My nature is balanced.
said what?
And I said, well, we got everything out of the box. Anthony looked at it.
You got it out of the box.
Himself.
Hey, you can't cuss.
And then we left and went to lunch.
And then we left and went to lunch. So I have opened it. So I'm trying to put it back together. But I appreciate that. That's awesome. Because this, for me to put this on here, I mean, they want you to tap in and do, it's got like the cheapest kind of setup you would want. We would have to basically re-engineer the entire setup and make it so it's something that doesn't have, every time you take the fuse box cover off, you have this wires hanging out. That's absolutely ridiculous. Not a way in world would I want to have that on my truck. So, I mean, that's as simple as wire running it in. You're getting power. So at that point, like on my silver truck, I would add another line, like a lawnmower cable from the battery, and go back to a boat battery junction box, fuse box, basically. And that's how I would distribute power to other components like that. So what I'm getting, I mean, this stuff right here, I would not mind doing this. I would not mind. But it's gonna be a operation to do, because I get the concept though. I do. I mean, we do want a boost gauge. I wouldn't mind actually knowing the actual pressure independent from what the PCM is seeing, because that'd be a map sensor, and map sensors are pretty resilient. They're pretty good. They last. Transmission, I absolutely disagree with transmission. I mean, it monitors it further inside. I mean, the test port's right here, and if we pull that and run a line in, I mean, we can, but I would think the transmission fluid temp sensor that is pushed up inside the transmission right at the housing of it, right in the middle, would get a more accurate number. So, you know, the EGT, I can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. I mean, the Edge one has the EGT probe too. And what I normally would do, I mean, that's something that I would literally add after the fact or before we take it apart. But then we didn't have the same manifolds on here, mainly because I just really like it to be straight up and down. But we could have drilled it. After looking, I just, you know, once you drill a hole in a manifold, if it's not on the vehicle, you run the risk of it interacting with something else, and now you just drilled a hole in a new manifold. So I try to, I've had nothing but success with drilling it while the truck is running. Then I can fit the drill down in here. It's just these 6.4 manifolds are a little narrower. So if we go in at an angle straight up and down, it kind of goes at an angle. But if you look here, and the EGT probe goes straight up here, we've got quite a bit of room when we reach all the way up to the top. Basically where the port is, you know. So, I mean, I was planning, we went to lunch and I was getting my head wrapped around doing it. And what I was planning, because it tells you to tap into the stock manifold. Look at that, you bastard. But I was gonna drill right here and put their, I think they just got a fitting with a nylon line, I think is what it was. And I would tap it down here. That way, because if I tap it there, it sucks, it's a bummer. I've already crushed the O-ring, I've already tightened it down. Which, I mean, it can be taken back off, but if I drill it here, I can take the manifold off, the elbow off, and put a shop vac right behind it and drill it, and we'd be fine. So that's what I was planning. But we do have a map sensor right there, you know, and that actually measures boost pressure. So we just have to find a way. The one thing that I don't know about, well, we won't even use it, because actually if we do a CTS, I would go ahead and drill in the manifold and put it on afterwards. That's a bummer too, because that's going to kill our delivery before. Hey, isn't it?
What?
I don't know. We could. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. Let's just get to it. Well, here we are. We got James's truck. I've actually got one more thing. I'm waiting on this. I ground off a bunch of it. Still a little dirty. We'll take a little look. talked to James. I think James said he liked to look at it close. You got, I mean, look at the alternator. Okay, I've cleaned a lot of alternators. My luck, we'll spend all kinds of time cleaning this thing up and it'll take a crap in 5 minutes. I did not clean that. I mean, we did clean it. You can see, actually, we did clean it. AC lines, I don't do a lot of prep to those. They're AC lines. Let's keep looking around. I did tell you that I put the nuts on there because we couldn't get the push pins. Julie's got the... Look at the EVP sensor. Not touching anything. It's in factory location. The line's all in the factory location. Clears valve cover. We could pull it farther away if you wanted to. Let's just look around at some of it. I have been really debating on the 6 liters. We have been painting the housings with this silver. Haven't quite ventured over to 6.4 yet to paint it. I mean, it doesn't last very long. It gets ridiculously hot, so. Tape all that up. Let's go up here and look. Oh, missed some stuff. Look at that. What's that? The plastic isn't all the way down. Right there. Bummer. Dang it. I'll just keep on looking. Okay, now I really did think about taking the power steering pump off. I was just talking to Don about it. Take the power steering pump off and at least just paint it. Just throw paint on it. Heck be dang, whatever, if the paint comes off. We'll see if that happens. That's the CompuCheck fitting right there. James, it's right here. CompuCheck. That is your oil pressure test. It's called CompuCheck. And if I was to add your kit didn't come, it came with fuel pressure. But that is where I would tap into that. Just take that whole CompuCheck fitting out and just put a fitting on it because it's a threaded pitch in there. So that's what. Julie's back there digging around and she. Yep. Painted the ends on the lines. Those are cast. Those are nasty. They get crap all over them. See, some of it came off right there in the end, but whatever. We should paint that bracket. Look how nasty that looks. I had that bracket off. We replaced this line. Why didn't I freaking paint it? New coolant pump. We did put a Murray coolant pump on it. New tensioners, both AC tensioners. The belt's new, both belts. And now I'm debating on that. I think I'm gonna plan on hitting that ground with clear coat. I don't think I'm gonna hit that with black paint. There's too much stuff going on there that's nice and neat. I think that's a clear coat guy there. And AC compressors, I mean, we clean AC compressors a little bit. You can see we did clean it. But we don't get all crazy with it because it's a serviceable part. I mean, you can spend all kinds of time with that and it wind up taking a crap. The Ford factory block heater pushes to here. It's an O'Reilly's block heater. They're fairly decent. They'll work, but at least it has a good plug on it. That is kind of ghetto. I agree. Okay, this is how the transmission lines ended up. Obviously do not have the fan stator on yet, so I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. Rocking of the engine, it might touch it. Just for that, maybe. maybe it would take the line with it. Speculation. Our little fuel line things we taped up. Oh, look at that paint. That's from me prying on it. It is from prying on it. 6.4 is very interesting to get lined up. Let's see if I got some scratches on this one too, on the engine mount. In there, yep. Trying to pry on it, get it sucked in there. Sometimes this proves difficult. We did reuse the hoses. Just putting all new O-rings in it. New O-rings inside of it. Cab mounts, refresher grounds, power steering lines, all that stuff's done. Now we do have broken tabs here, and I'm gonna have to dig through and find it. The problem is the bottom of the cliff is broke. That is broke off. That, no matter, we can't get one to attach then. It won't attach to here, so who cares if it attaches to here? So once it comes time, I'm not sure what we're gonna fashion up here. I don't know, maybe we ought to wrap the HVAC tape up higher here. I mean, what would be nice, I guess, would be a bracket like that, which we have some down here on the frame, those. Something like that right here to hold these 3 wires and clamp it here. Here, here, and here. Bam. That would be nice, because these are the second most broken thing on the entire 6.4 Power Stroke is these connections right here. What's the first most broken thing? That'd probably be the engine. The second most damaged thing is the plugs right here. And the ABS, I remember that, the tab's gone on the ABS. We have to just manually do it. We gotta actually push it a little bit more. Let me see. Where are you going?
What, you need my help?
Pretty freaking bad, I can't get these in. I need you to...
You need my help?
Yeah, what can you do? You gonna spit on it? Will you spit on it real quick? We get it
Yeah.
push. Yeah, let's take them off. They look like crap. All right, well, I think we're there. Cab getting ready to go down. Oh, I gotta remember these wires. Oh goodness, I gotta remember what those wires go to. Wait, I think that was all those wires to the strobe lights.
Something, yeah, there's a bundle of wires laying back there.
Here it is, we got the downpipe. I painted the connection right there around the downpipe. I just painted just to cover it. Got our exhaust on. Oh, look at that, that came off. It broke. Are you serious? Is it in there? Oh, what a drag. Bummer. Dang it. Let's take a look around. We did 10 over ceramic coated pistons, balanced rotating assembly. It's got a Kill Devil flex plate. I know I called SFI, but that's the certification of it. That's not the company.
Stepped on a
I
cat.
stepped on a cat. Coolant pump, fan clutch, we put those on. Did not do power steering pump, AC compressor, or alternator. All of that was functioning. We've got the fuel already primed. And glow plug wires. We put River City stock size injector nozzles in the injectors. What are you guys doing? Let's see if we can catch them. Back to here. Did put new exhaust manifolds. We put stock ones in. Stock manifolds. Just looking around here. See EVP sent. But it's all buttoned up. We're gonna drop the cab down now and see if we can't dig this radiator. Because the radiator, cab on, cab off, there's really not much benefit at all. It still stays with the cab. It's actually, the radiator does not come out to raise the cab. And so we're gonna pull it. We gotta take all the stuff off the front of it, take all that apart. That'll be a cab down type of gig. Taped up all the wiring, all the harnesses, everything. Negatives are all on. I did do that one. This one looks like crap. We're gonna have to, that's very easy to do. We don't have it right now. And the bolt looks like crap. So what I think we might just drill and tap. It'd be real easy. But we got the cable coming. Put Bilstein shocks on. We do have a Bilstein stabilizer coming. So I don't have the stabilizer on it right now. Got the sway bar put back on. New power steering lines. Whole transmission harness has all been redone. Up and over. New cab mounts. Did revamp all this stuff, clean this all up. The grounds are painted over there. They were ground to raw metal. Thermostats, all the O-rings and the hoses. I mean, it's just the same thing we always do. It looks pretty freaking busy right now. It's a long ways from when we dropped short block in it. It takes I mean, it's to go through all this to get to where we're at right now to find all the bolts and parts and make sure that we've got it all and everything got cleaned and everything is ready to install back on the truck it's a process. It's real easy to make things take a long time. See the glare from the sun. It's in the sunlight. So right now we're going to drop the cab down, take the radiator out. There'll be more later. Top's all done. We'll take our lights down. Come on, let's go. All right, so we're digging this out. We're about to take it out, and I was getting ready to separate the line here. The bottom line on the evaporator core, or condenser, I mean, whatever. The bottom line is where the orifice tube is, and what we, just like the last one we did, we just replaced the whole line. It's not that much. Well, I guess you'll see. We'll see if we have it in stock. But they don't. See how well it focuses. I already covered it all up. I like looking close at it. We spend a lot of time so you can look close at it. That's what I want to do.